Alright everybody, in this video I'm going to show you which generator is going to be right for you, so stay tuned. Alright everybody, welcome to another episode of Unique Adventurez. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that like button, make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss all of our camping and travel content. But in this video, we're going to go over the top reasons and whatnot about these three different types of generators and who they best benefit. In this video, we're going to be comparing these three different models. You have a 2000 watt Predator. You've got our 3200 watt FIRMAN, which if you haven't yet seen the review and the setup we did on that, we'll link that here in the video. And then we've also got an open frame Champion generator here as well. Alright everybody, we're going to be talking about this Predator 2000 watt generator first. Now when we're talking about your power needs, the biggest thing is you got to calculate exactly what kind of power that you're actually looking at achieving and what you're trying to run. For most people, a 2000 watt generator is going to be most to all of what you need if you are running a smaller rig that isn't 50 amp. It really just depends on what you want to run at the same time. This unit here will run almost everything in your trailer except for the AC unit. Most AC units need a little bit more power to get started, and after they're started, they actually don't need as much power to actually keep running. But this will struggle with anything over like a 10,000 BTU air conditioner. But everything else in your trailer, your microwave, charging your batteries, all those high-end, power output things, this generator is probably going to be good enough for most people out there. Now the con to this device is that you can only run one of those high-end output items at a time. You can't run a microwave and a hair dryer or some other high-end power hungry item. It won't work. But if you're only running one thing at a time, and if your air conditioning needs are under 10,000 BTUs, this may be all you need. And this unit is fairly popular because it is extremely quiet and it is extremely affordable. The Honda counterpart to this generator costs right around $1,000 to $1,200 depending on where you get it from. This generator typically is going to run $450 to $500 at Harbor Freight, making it half the price of one of those, which makes it very appealing to most people. Now, if you're wanting to run a little bit more power and you don't want one of these bigger generators, the beauty about one of these is you can buy two of these, run them in parallel, and now have 4,000 watts. And when you're at 4,000 watts, the game completely changes. You can run your AC unit, you may be able to run a microwave and a high voltage item and not have it completely die out on you. So that is also another option. But in that as well is you've got two of these units which cost anywhere from $450 to $499, plus a parallel kit which I don't remember for sure. I'm going to link it right here, but it should be anywhere between $50 and $100. So you're up to $1,100 to $1,200 for one of these. Now, one of the only knocks on getting this generator from Harbor Freight is that you most likely are going to want to buy the warranty for it. Usually they're like $100 to $120, but that warranty only is a one-shot deal. So if this thing ends up crapping out and you take it back into them, you're gonna have to rebuy that $120 warranty with your next unit if you want it to be covered. So a lot of people go with this. It's a great item. If you can get a good one, they're really great, but I've also heard some people have some horror stories about them as well. So that is one of the things to consider. But for most people, 2,000 watts is pretty much what you're gonna need, and this generator can definitely do it if you're running anything 30 amp and under. Alright, so before we talk about our FIRMAN generator, that Predator generator and this generator are what we call an inverted generator, which means they run a lot quieter. Their power is a little bit different, but they do run a lot quieter than your open frame generator, which means national forest campgrounds, national park campgrounds, any established campgrounds, if you're needing to use a generator, you're going to want one of these quiet ones to use so that you don't get a lot of people really aggravated with you and what you're doing. So let's talk about this FIRMAN generator. As you all know, we've had this now for about a year. We did do a review and set up a dB rating on this generator. So why would you buy this generator? If you want the whole package of that 2,000 watt generator and you want to be able to run that AC and not need two of those smaller ones, this guy's your ticket. 3,000 watts of power, and we'll run the AC unit with no problems. We are here in Flaming Gorge, Wyoming. We've been boondocking the last 4 days, and we have been using this thing on and off the whole time we've been here, including using it on the AC, and we have not had any issues with this thing. This is a great generator and has been serving us very well so far. Now, my brother-in-law's Predator generator, it does run a little bit more quieter than this guy does. Not going to take that away, but for the money, this generator is still pound for pound one of the best deals that you can get on the market. We got ours from Costco. It was like 475 bucks. Now, mind you, that Predator itself is anywhere between 450 and 500 for 2,000 watts. Plus, Costco will back this thing up. It's made in America. It is made out in Arizona. And from what I've heard, the customer service is actually pretty good. So, 3,000 watts, you're gonna sacrifice a little bit for the sound on this one, but per wattage, this thing is the best bang for buck money that you're gonna have out there on the market. You will not see a 3,000 watt inverted generator for this price. And I know people are gonna say, well, what about the Predator 3500? Another great, awesome option. But that thing does run $700, plus if you got to get that extra warranty, you're looking more towards $800 to $900, probably plus, and then you're twice the price of one of these things. So that's why I've been saying in our other video, and I'm going to say it again, this is still a really great deal. It's probably one of the best bang for your bucks out on the market. Now, this unit also can run parallel if you so desire, and they do sell a parallel kit for this. I'm assuming it's going to run a 30 amp and a 50 amp application if you're needing a lot more output. In our trailer, we have a 13,000 BTU air conditioner. It will handle this like nobody's business. If you have a fifth wheel or something with 2 air conditioners, you're going to need to step up to that 4,000 plus watt range, which means either getting 2 of these or at least 2 of those 2,000 watt, either Honda, Predator, something like that, and running them in parallel, if that is what your application applies for. If you're wanting to run a lot of high-end power output items, air conditioner, hair dryer, microwave, you want to run these things at the same time, you're going to need 2 of these or you're going to need 2 of those other ones. So this unit here, I can't tell you guys enough, it's a really great unit. You're going to sacrifice a little bit on sound, but it's still not that bad. We've had it about 15 feet outside of our trailer, and when we're in the trailer, you can barely even hear it. So another great option for your power needs. All right, everybody, and our last generator style that we're going to talk about today is your open frame generator, okay? The other 2 were inverted, which means they keep a lot more quiet. This guy's open frame. When it is on, everybody will know it's on. These things range in wattage all over the place. This one here is a 3,500 to 4,000 watt. I've seen these things at Harbor Freight. You can get an open frame Predator. I think they're 8,000 to 10,000 watts. You can run a mess of stuff off of one of these, and I believe you can also get 50 amp hookups and stuff for this type of generator. So obviously the big con to one of these is the sound. Not gonna lie, these things are crazy loud. You will be noticed in a campground if you have one of these. It's just the way it is. Unless you're in a dense forest and you can really hide that sound, everybody's gonna know what you have. Now, the benefit of having something like this is that you're gonna get a lot more wattage and it's not gonna cost as much. I know these generators, the open frames, probably cost maybe 60% of what an inverted generator would cost. So you're gonna get a lot more wattage for your money, but you're gonna sacrifice that sound, and you know, you could tick off a whole lot of people. Now, who would this generator be good for? People that are out in the middle of nowhere with nobody around them, or out on their own property with nobody in sight, and you don't have to worry about ticking anybody off about how loud your generator is. Something like this could also be a really good bang for your buck. Obviously, people also use these types of generators to kind of back up their houses. If the power goes out, they're gonna fire one of these up to just keep their bare essentials going. But they do drift into the, you know, camping and RV space as well. And you know, people use them and they're good and they work. My brother-in-law has this one here this weekend, running their air conditioner because their Predator 2000 won't do it. It, you know, like I said, it's too power hungry off the start. So they're using this guy when they need to run the AC, and it is louder, but it does run their AC and it does do what they need to do. It's got a 30 amp connection right in the front here, and I believe you could also probably put an adapter on there as well to run 50 amp if you need to. So if you've got that 15,000 BTU air conditioner, or you've got dual air conditioners on your system and you were out in the middle of nowhere, you may want to look at an open frame one if you weren't really concerned about the sound, or you could lead out enough line to where the sound wasn't an option. This may also be a good bang for your buck option as well. So at the end of the day, which one is the best one? All of them. They can all serve your purposes. They can all do what you need them to do. It just depends on what your budget is and what you want to get out of your power needs. Like we said, Predator, Honda 2000s, anything in that 2000 watt inverted category is going to be pretty quiet. Your 3000 watts going to be a little bit louder. These are both inverted, so they're going to be more on the silent side, campground friendly. This open frame, you're probably not going to make too many friends at a campground. So in that, this will wrap up another video. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Let me know in the comments if you got what you run for a generator, and you know what your power needs are, and kind of let's see what everybody else feels about this. But this is just kind of my opinion on the matter, and we'll see you guys in the next video.